Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Author. I'm an animator and writer, and this is my pitch for an animated cartoon called The Misadventures of a Time-Traveling Pet Shop. The year is 2023, and we are here at the studio. This is my channel. In this animated cartoon, the quirky pet shop in a small town is secretly a time machine run by a but very clumsy talking parrot named Pippin and his best friend, a very curious chameleon named Zippy. They think that they have everything under control, but every time they try to use the time machine, something goes wrong. Instead of sending themselves back in time, they accidentally send a group of animals in the pet shop to a different historical era or future world. And since Pippin and Zippy are always trying to hide the fact that their pet shop is actually a time machine, they have to scramble to find a way to send the animals back home before the pet shop owner notices that his animals have gone missing. But it's not just the pets that cause problems. When Pippin and Zippy try to fix the time machine, they often make things worse. And when they do, the animals end up having even more crazy adventures in the past, present, or future. Let me introduce you to the main characters. First, there's Pippin. He's a green-cheeked, conure, energetic, optimistic, sometimes naive, but always means well. It's a bit of an often ends up in trouble because he tries to do too much himself without asking for help. But he does learn valuable lessons throughout the series. Then there's Zippy. A bluebardplaty.com/cool, collected, has a deadpan sense of humor, tends to be more logical than Pip, sometimes can be a little too cautious, which can annoy Pip. Next we have me, a sleek black cat, sarcastic, sassy, somewhat vain, doesn't hold back when expressing her opinions, thinks she's better than the other animals because she was adopted from a shelter. She likes tuna, head scratches and being the center of attention. Then there's Shelly, a red-eared slider turtle, a little slow, loves to daydream, has a kind heart, always sees the best in everyone, gets annoyed when people call him a tortoise, can be accident-prone. And last but not least is Zoom, a Syrian hamster, hyperactive, has a very short attention span, easily excitable, sweet tooth, has a tendency to get lost in the smallest of spaces. I want the art style to be bright, colorful, and cartoony with exaggerated expressions. I envision this show being made using CapCut because of its cartoon effects, which would allow us to really bring these characters to life. This is what an average episode might look like. Pippin and Zippy are trying to use the time machine to go back in time and retrieve a rare bird that went extinct, but it's giving them some trouble. So they decide to test it out by sending Zoom, the hamster, back just a few hours to see if he can make it back. While trying to activate the time machine, Pippin accidentally knocks over a bag of dog treats, and a bunch of them go flying through the air. Suddenly, the time machine activates and sucks up the treats, Meowzart, the cat, and then Shelly, the turtle. And before they know it, they've been sent back in time to the Cretaceous period. Now, Meowzart thinks that this prehistoric jungle is so primitive and backward that she'll probably rule over all of the local animals. She finds a pack of velociraptors and decides to teach them to fetch as a way to assert dominance and claim her status as the new queen. But her efforts are constantly undermined by her inability to understand how to communicate with them, and her refusal to accept that she might not be as tough as she thinks she is. Meanwhile, Shelly is picked up by a clueless triceratops who mistakes him for a rock. The triceratops is very friendly and takes Shelly to his family, who also think that Shelly is a rock and invite him to hang out with them. At first, Shelly is flattered that they like him so much, but it quickly becomes exhausting to be treated like a He wishes someone would notice that he's actually a turtle instead of just a random rock. As for Zoom, he thinks that he has died and gone to heaven, because there's a huge pile of prehistoric nuts and berries everywhere, and no one to stop him from eating them. He bounces around on his exercise wheel until it breaks, and then he rolls around in the nuts and berries until he falls asleep. Meanwhile, Pippin and Zippy are still in the pet shop trying to figure out what happened. They start to argue about whose fault it is. Pippin thinks that Zippy didn't check the time machine properly, and Zippy thinks that Pippin didn't secure the energy core correctly. Just as they're about to come to blows, though, a Tyrannosaurus Rex smashes through the roof of the pet shop looking for something to eat, Pippin and Zippy realize that they need to work together to fix the time machine and save the day. After a few false starts and close calls, they finally manage to activate the time machine and go out to rescue their friends. When they arrive in the Cretaceous period, they're shocked to see what Meowzart, Shelly, and Zoom have been up to. After a hilarious chase scene, they finally manage to wrangle the three pets and bring them back to the pet shop. Once they're all safe and sound, Pippin and Zippy realize that they need to be more careful with the time machine. They promise to work harder to make sure nothing like this happens again. But we know that they probably won't be able to stop themselves from getting into more time-traveling hijinks next week. So those are the kinds of adventures that the gang gets up to on this show. It's fast-paced, action-packed, funny, exciting, and it teaches kids about history and science in a fun and engaging way. If you've ever wanted to combine your love of animals, history, and science, then this is the perfect show for you. So what do you think? Would you like to go on adventures with Pippin, Zippy, Meowzart, Shelly, and Zoom? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this idea, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on my channel.